everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee. If any of you guys are new, hello and welcome to our channel. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the 5 secrets on how to work smarter and not harder. This will help ensure that you're getting things done in a nice, productive, and efficient way. And you'll enjoy the process a lot more. So these are my 5 tips, secrets, hacks, whatever you call it. But before we get started into the 5 secrets, I do want to say a huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is Blinkist. We constantly want to learn, we constantly want to grow, but we tend to not find the time to do so. As the days go on, it seems to get a lot harder to get everything we want to get done into the day, especially in terms of reading books. You guys know I'm an avid reader. I read all the time, but it is extremely hard now, especially with the days getting busier and busier for me, to actually find the time to sit down and read a full-on book. Some of the books I want to read are literally 400, 500 pages long, and it could be really challenging to find the time in your day to actually sit down and gather all that knowledge that you want to gain. And they are the only app that takes insights from the book, the need to know information from thousands of different nonfiction books, and condenses it in just 15 minutes that you can read or listen to while you're on the go. So this is extremely beneficial, especially to those busy people. They have thousands of different books that you can choose from. Some books that I recommend are Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. You guys know that's no surprise there. You Are a Badass by Jensen Cherko is really good. The Happiness Equation. There's so many different books that you can choose from. There's another one that I haven't read yet. It's called The 5 Languages of Love. I just don't really have time to sit there and read the book, but I definitely wanted to kind of gain the knowledge and understanding of the book, so that's the one that I'm gonna do. And they are giving you guys a special offer. The first 100 people to go to the link in the description box, and I'll pop it here on the screen, are gonna get unlimited access for 1 week to see if you guys like Blinkist and the concept behind it. And if you guys do, they're actually giving you guys also another 25% off the full membership. I think it's a really great concept and it's pretty amazing, and they're the only app that does this. So highly recommend. Don't forget to click on the link in the description box. Thank you, Blinkist, for sponsoring this video. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the 5 secrets, the 5 hacks on how to work smarter, not harder. So the first tip that I have is to track your realistic day. I am totally the type of person that used to just throw things on my calendar that I wanted to get throughout the day, found my most optimal day, what I wanted to get done, and I would literally put so much into my schedule that I would literally be so off track by the time the new task comes up. I wouldn't even give myself time to finish the task that I had scheduled into a specific time slot. So what I've been doing for the past few weeks is literally doing everything that I need to accomplish without putting it on a time slot in my calendar, but I'm tracking how long it takes me. So for example, when I'm filming a video, I will literally track the time it takes me to film a video. Once you repeat that over and over, you'll get a better understanding and grasp as to the realistic time it takes you to accomplish a specific task. And you can do this by tracking your progress for a week or 2 to kind of get the gist of the realistic time frame it's going to take you to accomplish a task without feeling stressed or overwhelmed and overscheduling yourself. The second tip that I have is the power of 3. Now this is so important. I've been doing this for about a year now and it's helped me tremendously. If you guys are avid watchers of my videos, you know that I am a user of MITs, which are most important tasks. I always pick 3 most important tasks and I try to accomplish those and focus and zone in on those. And once I'm done with them, I will make another list with 3 more MITs. And instead of focusing on the bigger picture, you're zoning in on specific parts of that task and you're breaking it down in the process. All of those small tasks will eventually lead up to accomplishing one big task, but you're looking at it at a more zoned in perspective. Therefore, it looks easier and you can accomplish it in a more timely manner without feeling again overwhelmed and stressed. An example of this is when I was in New York this past week, I would have to get from here to here. If you've ever been in New York, you know that getting from point A to point B can be very confusing. There's buses, trains, you can walk, there's so many different streets and people and places. It's a lot to deal with. If I ever got lost, I would ask the person that was selling the tickets how to get from A to B. What people generally say is they'll go through the whole process of how to get from point A to point B. They're turn left on 42nd, turn right on 9th, go down to the bus 5 and go to Penn Station station and do this and all this stuff, and you don't even know what you're doing. You're just like so overwhelmed that you're like trying to memorize it all at once, and you're just getting so frazzled and so stressed, and eventually you're gonna get lost. So what I like to do is focus in from point A, how do I get to the first step, which is 42nd Street. Figure that out. Once I'm at 42nd Street, I can then figure out how am I gonna get to 9th Street. Once I get to 9th Street, how am I gonna get to Penn Station? And I take it one step at a time. And that's kind of like the power of 3 in terms of your tasks or bigger goals. When you break it down into manageable tasks and only focus on 3 at a time, you're zoning in on that, and you're able to accomplish it quicker, faster, and with a clearer mindset. Number 3 is to not multitask. I know a lot of people try to multitask and find benefits in multitasking, but for me and what I've seen works and what doesn't work, multitasking is a big no-no when you're trying to accomplish something, because what ends up happening is that your mind is focusing on more than one thing and you're rapidly switching between the two, which can just lead to failure. It could lead to lower quality standards, and you can just become very overwhelmed. When you don't multitask and you zone in and focus on one thing at a time, you have a higher dedication to each task, and you end up doing less, but you're doing more for that specific task because your concentration is so high on that specific task. I've been doing this in terms of my YouTube videos now, and it's helped me so much. I used to have like 3 different videos going at once, and I felt like every time I put up the video, my mind was in a different place. I wasn't zoning in and focusing on the quality of the content, and it just was like very not a good system. The 4th thing is to get rid of anything that doesn't add value to you or your system. So value could be, you know, anything that you gain. It could be money, it could be time, it could be happiness. If you're not gaining anything from something, it's time to get rid of it and allocate your time onto something else that is working and that you are gaining something from, because it's just ultimately a waste of time and energy and space in your head if you aren't gaining anything in the process, and it's just a task that's just getting done without any benefits at all. For example, my podcast, I wasn't really gaining anything. I wasn't gaining happiness. I didn't like what I was doing. I wasn't gaining any money from it. I wasn't gaining any sort of valuable information. If anything, it created more overwhelm, more stress, and less time on things that I was gaining from. So I got rid of that. I got rid of the perfectionist mindset, or I'm trying really hard to. When I make a thumbnail, when I make a video, I am such a perfectionist that I can literally sit there for hours debating which thumbnail I want, which font I want. Do I like this filter? Do I not like this filter? And it is such a waste of time. I've been listening to my gut more and being more decisive with my actions, and got rid of the perfectionism. Kind of. I'm working on it. In terms of my planners, I used to have like 3 different planners and 3 different habit trackers and all this different stuff that was just taking up my time, creating more stress and anxiety and clutter in my space and my head and my environment, and I got rid of that. Now everything that I do is digital. It's on my Google Calendar. I have one place for everything, and it works for me. Any unnecessary tasks, steps, procedures that you are not gaining or benefiting from, get rid of them. And the 5th and final tip that I have is simplicity is key. Simplicity is honestly everything. Humans tend to overcomplicate anything and everything, and it's a trap because you tend to overthink and overcomplicate things, and it just makes it so much harder than it needs to be. And you want to break things down vertically, not horizontally. A lot of the times when we overcomplicate things, we break things down that could have gotten done in one simple step or process, but we tend to create a horizontal spread in that one task because we're overcomplicating it. And instead of doing that, we need to break it down and work vertically up to the task. Thinner and more vertical. The more simple a task is, the more understanding you have of that task, and the more efficient and effective you are at accomplishing that task, which creates better results. Again, I simplified my life in terms of my planners. Now, instead of having 3 different things and notebooks going at once, I have one digital planner. My video planner that used to work for me a lot when I first started YouTube has now become a little bit overdone and too much to work with, and now because I understand the process more, I can simplify it into a simple little post-it note and get everything done like that. My MITs are a form of simplifying my life because I'm focusing in on 3 things rather than getting a shit ton of to-dos and seeing a list of just things to do all over the place. My desk and my environment is always free of clutter. I have simple things that I need. Anything that I don't need, I always get rid of. My intentions, my goals are always simplified into one word. I literally just put a word now, or a goal that I have, I'll put a few short words. Like for example, my focus post-it is literally my 3 videos that I'm focusing on right now. My intentions, I used to write like these whole long like sentences and paragraphs about what I intend to focus on for the month. Now I just simply put it on a post-it note with just the words right here. And my 4th quarter goals. Again, the rule of 3, very simple, straight to the point, and it's just helped so much. And I get so much more done. The quality is better. I'm more focused. I'm more happy with the product, the end result. And something else that has helped me with my perfectionism and my decisiveness is to listen to my gut. When I get that feeling or I tell myself something in my head, I listen to it and I don't question it. I used to question everything and every like decision I made, to the point where I was just wasting so much time and overcomplicating it when I just needed to make a decision, get it done, and let it go. Tying this back into the sponsorship at the beginning of this video, simplifying even just books. Blinkist does that for you. Gain the main points of the book and move on to the next thing. That is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much again to Blinkist for sponsoring this video. I love you guys. I hope you guys gained something. I want you to turn this off, go get something done. I appreciate you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys all in a future video.